Hello class 7th. I am here with chapter number 2 of your book Honeycomb. The name of the chapter is A Gift of Chappals. This chapter is about a kitten which was with the children with whom a girl named Mridu goes to meet with her grandmother. As well as this chapter is also about a pair of chappals, which was given by these children to a beggar who was in dire need of the chappals. So let's begin with the story. Here a little background of the first part has been given. In this video we will discuss only the first part of this chapter. Mridu is a young girl growing up in Madras, now called Chennai, with Tapi, her grandmother, and Dada or Thatha, Dada, her grandfather. One afternoon, Tapi takes her to her aunt Rukmani's house to meet her cousin Lali, Ravi and Meena. So what is given? There is a girl named Mridu and she is staying with her grandmother and grandfather in Madras, Chennai, and Tapi and Dada. These words are Tamil words, dear students. And what is given? One afternoon her grandmother, means Tapi, carries her to her aunt's house. Her aunt is Rukmani, to meet her cousins Lali, Ravi and Meena. Okay, let's see what happens in the story. A smiling Rukmani threw open the door. Ravi and Meena rushed out and Ravi pulled Mridu into the house. Wait, let me take off my slippers, protested Mridu. She set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones. Those were grey, actually with dust. You could see the clear mark of every toe on the front part of each slipper. The marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny. Now, what is given? When Mridu reaches her aunt's house, aunt is Rukmani, her aunt opens the door to welcome them, and as they reach there, Ravi and Meena, means aunt's children, Ravi and Meena, they came out, and Ravi dragged Mridu into his house. He caught her hand and dragged her to the house. But the girl says she protested. Protested means objected. Objected strongly. She said, wait, let me take off my slippers. Take off means remove. Let me remove my slippers outside the house. She set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones, and there another pair of black slippers was means somebody had kept his or her pair of black slippers there, and she also set her slippers very neatly near them. And those slippers, black slippers, actually they were black, but they had got grey due to the dust. And one could see clear marks of each and every fingertip on the front part of each slipper. When we are time and again wearing the same slippers, the fingertips marks can be seen on the front part. So the marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny. Scrawny meaning is given right side. Scrawny means thin, that is suggesting skinny toes. That means The marks were of two big toes, and it seemed as if the toes would have been very thin. The person who might be wearing those slippers will be having very thin toes. Mridu did not have much time to wonder about whose slippers they were, because Ravi dragged her to the backyard behind a thick berry bush. Now Mridu just wanted to think about those slippers, as to whom these slippers would be belonging to, but she was not given time. She was not having that much time to think of, as she was being dragged by Ravi to the backyard, and there was a thick bitterberry bush there. He took her to that place. There, inside a torn football lined with sacking and filled with sand, lay a very small kitten. Okay, what did she see there? There was a torn football and it was lined with sacking. Sacking means cheap, rough cloth which is used to make sacks or bags. Okay, so means there was a torn football there, and it was all filled with sand, and there on that torn football was sitting a kitten, and it was very small kitten, and it was lapping up milk from a coconut half shell. Lap up means consume or drink. It was drinking milk from the coconut half shell. Half shell of the coconut was also there, in which there was milk, and it was drinking the milk from that. We found him outside the gate this morning. He was mewing and mewing. Poor thing, said Meena. On the next page it would be there. Meena said, we found this kitten outside the gate this morning, and he was mewing and mewing. Mewing is the crying voice. It is the sound of the cats. Okay, so she said it was mewing and mewing. It's very poor kitten. See, here the children picture is there, and bitterberry bush, and there is a kitten sitting on the torn football. Here is Mridu, Ravi and Meena. Okay. Yes. Yeah. This is said Meena. Meena had said those words, that they found this outside the gate. It's a secret. Amma says Pati will leave for our Paddu Mama's house if she knows we have a cat. Now Meena also told her that it's a secret, that we haven't shared it about the existence of a kitten in our house to our Pati. Okay. Pati is also a grandmother, because our Amma means our mother, says that if grandmother will come to know about the existence of a kitten in the house, then she will definitely leave the house and she will go to Paddu Mama's house. People are always telling us to be kind to animals, but when we are, they scream, "Oh, don't bring that dirty creature here," said Ravi. So here Ravi is imitating the voice of their elders. They said that people, means the elder, they are always teaching us to be very much kind towards the animals, but whenever we try to be kind to these animals and bring them inside the house, they scream, means they shout at us, and he imitates their word, "Oh, don't bring that dirty creature here." Do you know how hard it is just to get a little milk for that from the kitchen? Bhati saw me with a glass in my hand just now. Now he starts narrating the story how they had procured milk for that little kitten. Okay, so he tells that it is very hard to get the milk from the kitchen. Actually, when I was bringing a glass of milk from there, Pati, mean grandmother, saw me with a glass in my hand, and I told her I am very hungry, and I had to say that I am hungry, I want to drink the milk, I want to drink it. But the way she looked at me, means she looked at me very angrily, and looked at me. I had to drink most of it to throw her off the scent. So at that time I had to drink the milk before her. Here a phrase has been used, throw her off the scent. To throw one off the scent means to mislead someone so that he could not understand the real purpose or the facts. So I had to drink most of the milk. Then she wanted the tumbler back. Then grandmother asked for the glass to be given back. Pati, I will wash it myself. Why should I put you to trouble? Then I had to say that I will wash it myself. Don't ask for the glass. I will wash it. I don't want to trouble you. I told her, and I had to run and pour means whatever milk was remaining there in the container, in that tumbler, he had brought that for this kitten. So that is why he says I had to run and pour the milk into this coconut shell and then run back. I did it hurriedly. I poured the milk into the coconut shell and I ran back and washed the tumbler and put it back before she got really suspicious. Before it, grandmother could have any doubts. Suspicious means to be doubtful. doubtful. I had to get back and put that glass there at its place. Now we have to think of some other way to feed Mahindra. Now Ravi says that we will have to think about some other ways so that we could feed Mahindra. Now who is Mahindra? Mahindra, that is the question mark. You can see question mark. This little kitty's name is Mahindra. Mridu was impressed. It was a real name, not just a cute kitty cat name. So you would have come to know, dear students, that the name of that kitten was Mahindra. And this was asked by Mridu. So this is the name of little kitty's name is Mahindra. It's really a real name. Okay, she was very much impressed. It was the little cute kitty cat name. Now Ravi, he starts telling her the history of that, how that cat was, means from which family that belonged to, how did she descended from which family. He starts narrating the history to the girl. Let's see. He tells, actually his full name is Mahendra Verma Pallava Punai. Mahendra Verma Pallava Punai. MP Punai for short, if you like. He says, he is a fine breed of a cat. Means this kitten belongs to a fine breed of cats. Just look at his fur, like a lion's mane. Mane means longer hair growth on back of neck of an animal, especially a horse or a lion. You would have seen longer hair grown on the back of the neck of horses or lions. Okay, so he was talking about that, like a lion's man. It has the fur, mean the hair have grown on the back of the neck of this kitten. And you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallava king was, don't you? He looked expectantly at Mridu. Expectantly means expecting something, that she might be knowing the answer. So he looked at her expectantly and said, you know about the emblem of ancient Pallava kings? Emblem is a representative symbol such as a trademark or a logo. Okay? As KVS is having logo like that emblem. Ancient Pallava kings, what was the emblem of Pallava kings? That was the question he asks to Mridu. Mridu giggled. Giggle means to laugh gently. She laughed means she didn't know the answer. Think I'm joking? Again Ravi says, you are thinking that I'm joking? Question mark. There is question mark here. Well, just wait. I will show you sometime. I will tell you the reality of the facts I am telling you. I will tell you sometime later. It's clear you don't know a thing about history. Haven't been to Mahabalipuram? Now he says, have you never been? Have you never gone to Mahabalipuram? Have you? He said mysteriously. Mysteriously means in a mysterious manner, means of unknown origin. He was telling or asking something she didn't know. Mysteriously he asked. Well, then our class went to Mahabalipuram. He started telling that once I had got an opportunity to go to Mahabalipuram and I saw a statue of his dadas, etc., etc. Means I had seen the statue of this kitten's dadas, etc., etc., etc. Means he belongs to so and so and so and so famous family of the cats. Okay. A close relative, scientifically speaking, of none other than the lion. So he tells that he has descended from the lion's family. He is the very much close relative, scientifically speaking, of none other than the lion's family. The Pallava lion, emblem of Pallava dynasty. Don't you know that the Pallava kings or Pallava dynasty means family's emblem was also a lion. So he belongs to that family. Ravi went on. He kept on telling this girl Mridu about the history of that kitten's family. Ravi went on walking around the bitterberry bush. He was walking around the bitterberry bush and he was speaking as well as he was waving a twig up and down, his eyes sparkling. Twig, you know what is a twig? A twig is this very small and thin branch of a tree. Okay. And he was carrying that and he was waving it. He was moving here and there that twig and his eyes were full of brightness. His eyes were shining. This cat is a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. So here he is telling that this cat belongs to the family of Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, and if I may just remind you, they worshipped cats in ancient Egypt. And he also tells that in ancient Egypt, the Egyptians, they used to worship cats. Then, here, how he loved the sound of his own voice. Meena and Mridu exchanged looks. Means both the girls, they were looking at each other and they just wanted to say that this boy loves his sound. He loved the sound of his own voice. Okay. Means he loves to express the things. He just loves to narrate the things. What does that have to do with anything? Mridu demanded. Then Mridu asked, okay, that might be the history of this cat, but what we have to do with that history? Whew. I am telling you this cat is descended. He says that I just wanted to tell you that this is not a normal, this is not a common kitten. It is a descended kitten from the Egyptian cat god. No, goddess. Vastet. Yeah, that's it. So again Mridu says, so okay, it might be descending from that Egyptian cat goddess, but what we have to do with that? Well, one of the descendants of that cat goddess was a stowaway in one of the Pallava ships, and his descendant was the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, whose descendant is MP Ponai here. Okay, here, let's see. Then again he tells more about the history. He tells one of the descendants, means one of the family members in the past of cat goddess, that cat goddess from Egypt had stowaway, means had got hidden in the ship of Pallava kings. Stowaway means to hide in a ship. So that one of the cats from the Egypt had got hidden in one of the Pallava ships, and his descendant was the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, whose descendant is now MP Punai here. Ravi flourished his twig at Mahindra. Now he was flourishing, mean he was making some mischievous movement with that kitten, and he was indicating towards that cat that this is the descendant of Rishi cat. Woo feek! He shrieked, very pleased with himself. Means he was very happy to narrate the story as well as he was shouting, he was shrieking. So that is the sound here used, woo feek. Mahindra looked up alarmed, and when he shouted, he cried. Mahindra was afraid, and it looked up. It was surprised. He had just been sharpening his claws on the edge of the coconut shell. It was making its claws sharp on the sides of the coconut shell. What bores worse than Ravi's awful whooping was a screech. Then another sound they heard. It was a screech sound. Okay, from the window. It was very shrill sound. Okay, very sharp sound, and it was worse than Ravi's awful whooping. It was screech sound. What a weird sound! If Mridu was startled, MP Punay was frightened out of his wits. Now Mridu was startled. She was very much surprised to listen to that screech sound, and if she was startled, then MP Punay mean that kitten was also frightened, was also afraid out of its wits, as if it was losing its senses. Here standing on the end, he bounced up. Means it was so afraid that it bounced up. Bounced up means it jumped up and scurried towards a bamboo tray of red chilies. Scurry about means to run with quick light steps. He started running with quick light steps towards a bamboo tray. Bamboo trays are oftenly found in our homes. It was carrying red chilies that had been set out to dry. Okay, that bamboo tray was carrying certain red chilies which were kept in that to dry, and trying to hide beneath it. Now the kitten was so afraid that it wanted to hide under it. So he tipped a few chilies over himself. When he tried to jump over it, some of the chilies were thrown over the kitten. Meow. He howled miserably. Howl means a prolonged cry of distress, means it was afraid, that is why it was crying. It miserably howling, it was miserably howling, meow meow. The screeching went on, and on the other side, screeching went on and on. What is that noise? Said Mridu. Mridu asked, what is that screeching sound? That is Lali learning to play the violin, grunted Ravi. Grunted means a short snorting sound, means as if he is saying something in anger. That is Lali learning to play the violin. Like this, he said. Lali means their sister is learning to play violin, and simultaneously he says that she will never learn a thing. She will not ever learn to play the violin, because the music master just goes on playing like a train whizzing on and on. Because the music master, he plays the violin so fast, like a train whizzing on and on. Whizzing means to make hissing sound. Hissing sound similar to that of an object speeding through the air. Okay, when an object runs with a very fast pace, the sound created by that object is called whizzing. So her master, music master, plays the violin so fast that she could not understand. That is why, while Lali is all the time derailing, that is why she gets derailed. She means that the girl gets out of track, going completely out of track. She could not understand what he is trying to teach her. So this was the first part, dear students. I will soon come with the second part. Here is a comprehension check for you. Means certain question, 5 questions are given. You have to write the question answers of these questions. What is the secret that Meena shares with Mridu in the backyard? Question 2. How does Ravi get milk for the kitten? Who does he say the kitten's ancestors are? Do you believe him? No, we don't believe him, because that story seems to be very imaginative. Fourth, these are not MCQ type, it's a question. Ravi has a lot to say about MP Punai. This shows that he is merely trying to impress Mridu. His knowledge of history is sound. He has a rich imagination. He is an intelligent child. Question is, which of these statements do you agree, disagree to? So you can say that Ravi has a lot to say about MP Punai. This shows that he has good knowledge of history, means his knowledge of history is sound, and he has rich imagination, as well as he is an intelligent child. Fifth question is, what was the noise that startled Mridu and frightened Mahindra? Okay, it was the screeching sound. So these are the questions. I hope you would have understood the chapter. If you are having any queries, please first read it and try to understand. If you are having any queries, you may make a call to me. It was your Narinder. It was your teacher, Visiting English teacher, Kendra Naleti, Mr. Narinder. Okay. I wish you good luck. Stay happy. Stay home. Take care of your health. Good luck. Thank you very much.